Test, test, test. Looks like I'm connected. Triton Nation, welcome to your home broadcast for homecoming week in Iowa Central football. It's great to be with you today. I am Hank Ambrose for your play-by-play coverage. It's the Conquistadors taking on the Tritons. Dodge City traveling to Fort Dodge, and they're setting up in the red zone. We are joining with 2 minutes and 43 seconds remaining in the first quarter for the play-by-play. Video has worked great so far. We have had some audio difficulties at the beginning of our broadcast, but I believe we've gotten them all squared away. So we are ready to go here. We will go ahead and go through the drive summary from what we've seen so far. But first, let's look down at what's happening on the field. It's going to be a field goal currently sitting down at about, this will go in the books for 42 yards if it is good from the number 45. Kicking is Adam Piniero. And the kick is blocked by the Triton special teams. Yeah, great way to welcome myself back into the broadcast, see a big Triton play, turnover on downs from the field goal block. So the score is 14-0. 2 minutes and 37 seconds remain in quarter number one. On the very first drive, we saw Iowa Central Tritons score with Darian Gilliam off of a 5-yard receiving touchdown slant over the middle of the field. Prior to that, he had a big 45-yard catch that set him up inside the red zone. The Tritons on defense held the Conquistadors to a 3-and-out, the first drive on defense for them. And on their second drive on offense, we saw a 17-yard Kamari Williams receiving touchdown right at the back of the end zone, which ended up putting another 6 on the board, making it 14-0. We do see a switch at quarterback. Primarily, it has been Ty Purdy who got the start today. Let's see the play here. Going to be tackled in the backfield, second and long coming up. On the carry that time was the 2-6, that being Ethan Johnson. And just to let you know, since the Tritons are back on offense for the third time of the day, we do have an Iowa Central Triton highlighted offensive player of the week, that being Kamari Williams. True freshman wide receiver for the Iowa Central Tritons. I was talking with Coach in the preseason. He was saying how Kamari Williams is one of the most impressive freshmen that he's got to see take the field as a Triton. You can see his season stats heading into this one. 9 receptions, 217 yards, a leader for the Triton offense. By the way, the other leading receiver, Jacob Kanya, there making a big play, spritzing past the 50, working 30-30. That's going to be a 40-yard gain from Jacob Kanya. Tritons in their third offensive drive, looking strong once again, and with a switch up at quarterback. The quarterback taking the field now is DeMarcus Creasy. The Tritons are 2-2 on their season. Both of their losses came against the number 1 and number 2 ranked Hutchinson Community College, as well as Iowa Western Community College, in back-to-back weeks. Tritons back at home for homecoming. We have some injuries down on the field, both on the Conquistador side. There's 2 over there. I have not got the jersey numbers, but as soon as I see them, I will let you know what I see. They did rule for a first down from that previous quarterback scramble. Let's stay right here. It's 14-0 with 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining. I'm going to be going over your Iowa Central Tritons starting lineup in just one moment here. I know there has been some injuries for the season for some of these starters on offense and defense. We hope that they are able to return to action later this season. Injuries always just are the worst. Never like to deal with them. Still can't see the jersey numbers down there on who that may be for injury-wise. Looks like one will be helped up. Both got up. 4 and 44 on the Conquistador side. That would be defensive lineman Micah Williams and defensive back Anthony Madison. Looks like they're going to be okay. Maybe both had a stinger, and even another one's going to go out, maybe a late injury with the 33, Colby Archie. So 3 defensive starters going to go down on that play. The Tritons will come out of this official timeout leading 14-0 with 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining. Ball marked on the 21-yard line over on the Dodge City side. Thanks for joining us today for Iowa Central football. Waiting for the play call from Coach Montalto. Tritons about to take the field again. All right, Tritons coming out in the gun here. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Kamari and Kanya are to the right. Possibly Dalen Houston to the left. Also, Tony Terry in the game as of locking back to the left side of the field. They will hand off Ethan Johnson. Johnson breaking past 2, lunging forward, diving for the first down. Maybe a yard short. It looks like he lunged past the marker, depending where they spot the knee. We'll see how they rule it. It looks like they're saying second and very short, second and inches here coming up for Iowa Central. Yep, 2nd and 1, going to be the official call now. Ball on the 12-yard line. Tritons looking to score their 3rd touchdown of the day. And in fact, that's going to be the end of the first quarter. 14-0, 15 minutes going to be on the clock. While we have you, let's go ahead and take our first break of the contest. We'll be back in 1 minute. Stay with us for more Iowa Central football on Triton Nation. Iowa Central Community College, great to be back with you today on Triton Nation for more football coverage. We do have your ICCAC Athletes of the Week we'll be talking about here. The Tritons are setting up in the red zone. Going to be 2nd down and 1 in just one moment here. Right at the end of this possession, we'll talk about the ICCAC Athletes of the Week. 4 Tritons named to it. That's coming up in just a little bit. Empty backfield, 3 right, 1 left. In fact, a second was left. It was Tony Terry who was wide open. Nice slip just to Tony. No one was covering him. Great read by Creasy. He's going to pick up the 3rd Triton touchdown of the day. You can put it in the books for a 12-yard receiving touchdown. Well-designed play. Left him wide open. And a score within the first 5 seconds of the second quarter. Trejo will line up to take the PAT, who's been money this season, to make it 21-0. Line down, kick is up, and it is good. 21-0 is the score. If you just joined us, I'm Hank Ambrose with your play-by-play coverage today. Let's stay right here and talk about your ICCAC Athletes of the Week. 4 Tritons named to the Athlete of the Week award honors for this most recent week. Annabelle Seaman, Iowa Central sophomore setter with the volleyball program. You can see her there now on your screen, who averaged more than 10 assists per set and 5 Triton wins this past week. She totaled 184 assists across 17 sets, including a career-high 59 in a 5-set victory over number 11 Sauk Valley, which is a Division III school. Also named to the Athlete of the Week, Nicholas Rajkovic, an Iowa Central freshman. who showcased no nerves in his first collegiate bowling alley outing. He averaged 250 in his first 2 games. Finished the day with 1,086 total pins, averaging 217.2 per game. Wildly impressive. Another ICCAC Athlete of the Week, Luka Vasilevicek, who's an Iowa Central freshman defender. He helped put on 2 assists across the board in 2 matches in a 4-2 win over Hawkeye, who gave the Tritons a 2-1 halftime lead before capping the victory with a late goal in a 2-0 upset of number 6 Western Iowa Tech. And finally, Alyssa Tucker, an Iowa Central freshman goalkeeper. For the girls' soccer team, she made 5 saves in a 1-0 win over number 16 Hawkeye, then stopped a penalty kick and added 3 more saves in a 3-0 victory over Western Iowa Tech. For your most recent week of ICCAC Athletes of the Week, those are 4 of your Iowa Central Tritons. And a touchback is going to set the Conquistadors up on the 25-yard line. It's 21-0 Dodge City in the white uniforms and purple helmets, and the Tritons in the blue uniforms and white helmets. Let's see this first play, and then I'll tell you about our defensive Triton spotlight of the week. In a 4-3 look, Tritons looking to defend spacing, and they do. There was a Triton there to knock it away, and a 2nd and 10 will be coming up for the Iowa Central Tritons. The Iowa Central Triton defensive spotlight of the week goes to linebacker Taylor Schaefer. You can see him on your screen there. He wears the number 33. Schaefer put up a super impressive 16 tackles against Hutchinson Community College, and has been awesome. So many highlights that I've seen across X from this past week. He's been a name that we call a lot from up in the Crow's Nest from Dodger Stadium. See there, he's of Brussels, Wisconsin, South Door High School, 8.5 tackles a game and 1 sack on the season. He's all over the field. 14 minutes, 30 seconds remain in this second quarter. 21-0, Tritons on defense. Just held them to another down where they just got back to the line of scrimmage. It is 3rd and 10 on the 25-yard line. And the Conquistadors did have a switch at quarterback. Edwin Merriweather, the third, has came in, who was actually the KJCCC Offensive Player of the Week last week. We'll talk about more on that later. Here he goes looking to scramble. No, he throws right before the line, throws it up, and it's an INT. Interception for the Iowa Central Tritons, running back and tackled back on the 43-yard line over on the Conquistador side. That's Jaden Turner making the play of North Chicago, Illinois, and Warren Township. How about that? Getting an interception against this past week's KJCCC Offensive Player of the Week. And the Tritons will set up on offense officially on the 43-yard line. Great day to celebrate homecoming for the Iowa Central Tritons. Talking more on that later, as well as Triton Hall of Fame. And we'll also be highlighting the volleyball program because they've been so awesome. As they are every single year, facilitated by head volleyball coach Sarah Horn. It is 21-0, 14 minutes on the clock. From the gun, we got a new quarterback in for the Tritons, and his first pass attempt over to the left side of the field is almost picked off by the number 2. That would be Jamari Mosley. Now that the Tritons are back out there, there are some substitution players in, but some of the starters on offense today, Ty Purdy, Ethan Johnson, Darian Gilliam, Marcellus Chandler, Jacob Kanya, Kamari Williams at wide receiver, Tony Terry at tight end. See this play here, slip screen. That time it'll go to C.J. Phillip. Phillip working upfield, making a play, trucking more forward at the first down marker. May have got it. It took 5 guys to get there, and C.J. Phillip never left his feet. That's horsepower. And they're moving the chains. Another Iowa Central Triton first down. Starting offensive lineman on the Triton offense at left tackle, Jamie Johnson Jr., Alan Pond, Jordan Jensen, Quinnen Kunani, who's one of the captains today, and also Michael Smith, I believe, is the other offensive lineman getting the start. I do believe we'll be seeing a lot of Kones at the offensive line slot as well. I do know Ethan Walker, starting right tackle to begin the season, is injured, and we do hope for a speedy recovery for him. Saw him earlier on the sideline. Personal foul, roughing pass are going to be called against the Conquistadors. And since it was a big play, they're going to call it half the distance to the goal from the end of the run. So, man, forget about red zone. This is closer to the goal line. Officially set up, well, might be still 1st and 10, matter of fact. They place it right on the 10-yard line. So there you go. The new quarterback taking the field for the Iowa Central Tritons this drive. I'm going to have to go in the roster sheet. I don't have him on my initial sheet. I got a backup sheet that's more updated. Where's the number 3 here? Back to pass, looking right. Open and bobbled, but caught by C.J. Phillip. It's a 10-yard receiving touchdown. The Tritons have scored on all 4 of their drives. Another great design play by head football coach Montalto and Coach Baylor, the offensive coordinator of Iowa Central. The last 2 passing touchdowns left their receivers wide open. The first one from Tony Terry, the second there from the tailback, C.J. Phillip, who ran what looked like almost a route into the flats or possibly a short wheel route. Kudos to the quarterback coming in, making the throw and catch for C.J. Phillip. And Trejo will line it down to kick it up and will score. That makes it 28-0. The Tritons score again. And while we have you, let's thank some wonderful sponsors of our broadcast with us today and all season long, including Citizens Community Credit Union, Weiser Lumber Company, Avela Bank, Bemrick Electric, Calvert & Johnson Insurance, CJ Bio, CNOS, Gunderson Funeral and Cremation Care, Jensen Builders, Mark's Auto Mart, Rash Construction, and Jaden Electric. Thank you so much for sponsoring the broadcast today and all season long for Triton Nation and the Sports Network. 28-0. Tritons have looked great. I'll go in my updated roster sheet to see who that number 3 may be for Iowa Central. Well, passing-wise, I don't have a 3 in the official up-to-date stats. It may have been Jakari Patton. Maybe he changed his jersey number. He was originally 12. Got some playing time wearing that jersey number. Maybe he wore number 3 for today. That might be my initial guess. I might have another roster sheet back here too. Well, regardless, we'll look in on this Triton kickoff from Trejo. I'm afraid I'm not going to find it. Before halftime, I'm going to try to get Coach Baylor and ask him who the number 3 is. Trejo setting it back deep to that Dodger end zone. Going to see another touchback for Dodge City. And as we have you, let me tell you about the NJCAA Division I football rankings for this week of action. Coming in at number 15, Cisco College. Number 14, Iowa Central Community College. Snow College ranked at 13. Trinity Valley Community College at 12. 11 is Copiah Lincoln Community College. 10 is Coffeyville Community College. 9 is Hines Community College. 8 is Garden City Community College. 7 is Northwest Mississippi Community College. Number 6 is Georgia Military College. Number 5, Navarro College. Number 4, Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. Number 3, Tyler Junior College. Number 2, Iowa Western Community College. And number 1, Hutchinson Community College. Those top 2 spots have not changed a single instant since the beginning of the season. And that one loss that Iowa Western has is to Hutchinson, which was in week number 2. And the Tritons back out on defense. We'll get you those defensive starters in just one moment. Another switch at quarterback for the Conquistadors. Maybe the guy that they started with here. I believe it is. Here's a handoff, a zone read, going to be tackled by the number 24. On the Triton side, that'd be Terrence Topetti. I believe, yeah, Braxton Clark. No. Excuse me. Is that a 5 or a 3? Sometimes 5s and 3s are close together. That is a 3. So, yeah, that is Braxton Clark, who started the game at quarterback. 28-0, 11:53 remains. It's a 3rd down and 1. Shotgun formation, firing over the middle of the field. Nice turnaround catch made by the number 1. That's Santana Fleming. Santana Fleming caught the big pass from earlier. 45 reception, the biggest play of the day for the Dodge City offense. And now they're going to move over on the Fort Dodge Dodger logo head there. 28-0, 11:20 to go. From the pistol, trips left. There's a tight end to the right side of the right tackle. And they're going to run that way, trying to find that power. Coming in from the back door and making the tackle is the 0, Jacoby Pointer. No, Austin Chambers. We got 2 number 0s on the squad, sorry. 11 minutes remaining in this second quarter. After the play of 3, 2nd and 7 coming up. Now on the Iowa Central 49-yard line from the pistol. Power to the right. Doubles to the left. And tackle going to be made just a little after the line of scrimmage. 3rd and manageable coming up for Dodge City. The 6 was on the carry, which is Derek Shanks Jr. of Birmingham, Alabama. 3rd and 5 from the 47-yard line on the Iowa Central side. It's Coach Conley making the adjustment. Defensive coordinator over there. An all-timer coach for Iowa Central. He's been the DC both for Coach Montalto and Coach Tate. Coach Twait was the head football coach for the program. Here's an interception again over the middle of the field. This time the free safety working for out of bounds. Big play for Iowa Central with the number 20. That's Ahmad Grayer. Pick for the Tritons. See the celebration down there? He's celebrating with Coach Finley, the new defensive backs coach, in his first season for the Iowa Central Tritons. Grayer made an awesome special team play against Hutchinson a few weeks ago. And he's caused a couple turnovers now, or at least has assisted on a couple turnovers on the season. Good to see him get an INT over the middle of the field on a big 3rd and 5. Tritons take the field 1st and 10 on their own 48-yard line. The handoff. I think maybe Phillip that time. Ty Purdy checks back into the game. Saying A.J. Barnes with the stop. 9 minutes and 40 seconds remain. A great day to be an Iowa Central Triton. Second and 10 from the 48 in the gun. Moving Kanya as a wing back to the right side of the field. Going back to pass, looking way back far. Ty Purdy scrambling, looking for some magician work. Back, throwing it away. And I think he got out of the box in time. He did. No flag going to be thrown. How about that? Saved a sack. Had to run all the way around the field. Threw it away. And a 3rd and 10 will come up. Saved it from being a 3rd and 20. Purdy in the game with Phillip to his left hit. 3rd and 10 for Iowa Central from the gun. Trips left, lone receiver right. 4-3 look on defense. With Dodge City sitting back in what appears to be zone coverage alignment. Playing off the receivers thus far. See if it stays that way. Little motion, Phillip out left. Stepping up, got pressure in the pocket, roaming to his right. Pressure on the back door, got to throw it. He does, just short of the intended receiver that time, trying to hit Jason Essex. Incomplete. 4th and 10 coming up from the 48. It looks like Iowa Central will have their punting team come out for the first time today. And Dodge City will send Santana Fleming back to return. Oh, Ty Purdy is lined up as the punter. Usually it's wide receiver Jacob Kanya, who's done a great job this season. With Ty Purdy taking over this role, let's see if we see something tricky here. No, we don't. Ty Purdy's going to try a punt. Wow, what a kick from Purdy. Purdy's going to send it to the back of the end zone from standing back at the near 33-yard line. That's a great punt from Purdy. We may need to see Ty Purdy versus Jacob Kanya punt off sometime in between games. That was a booming kick. I'm super impressed by Kanya and have been the past 2 years as our punter. Of course, a great wide receiver leading us in receiving yards. But to have your starting quarterback and a starting receiver be able to punt that well, almost 70 yards, is mighty impressive. All right, Conquistadors take back over from the gun in trips. They do hand off. It looked like an RPO, a delayed handoff. See a couple Tritons get back there. Who got on the backside there? It may have been Schaefer. I believe it was Schaefer who got behind there alongside the 23 Chandler. 2nd and 10 coming up for Dodge City. 8:25, plenty of football to go. We're still in the first half here from the pistol. Twins left, one right, back to pass. There's a tight end with a seam, but it doesn't matter because it's a sack down on the football field. Joey Evans coming from the edge. 3rd and long coming up for the Iowa Central Tritons. And before I forget, again, let's take a look at your Iowa Central starting lineup on defense. Defensive end is Will Norman. Defensive tackle Jalil Muhammad. The other defensive end, Austin Chambers. Linebackers include Joseph Evans, DJ Davis, Caleb Chebuar, Taylor Schaefer. Cornerback starting today, Kadarius Williams, Antoine Wilson. And starting at safety, Ahmad Grayer and Aiden Burrell Warfield. Back to pass, looking long, 3rd and very long. Comeback route, going to be just short of the original line of scrimmage. So 4th and 11 from the 19-yard line going to be coming up in just a moment with 7:20 to go in this first half. Punter going to have his feet back in his own end zone, and the Tritons will send out Kadarius Williams to return this punt back at the about 48-yard line over on the Triton side. Oh, hang on. We got a official stoppage. Iowa Central Tritons are going to take a timeout. Suppose we should take it with them. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second break and be back with more Triton football right after this on the Triton Nation Sports Network.
We're CJ Bio. In 2012, we opened the only biomanufacturing plant in North America right here in Fort Dodge. Now employing over 200 people in the local area, we've had amazing success in lysine production as an environmentally friendly animal feed. And just as important as our business has been the warm welcome of the Fort Dodge community. We here at CJ Bio want to thank the people in the city of Fort Dodge for giving us the best of all things, a wonderful home. CJ Bio, amazing people, amazing community.
The stands are filled for Iowa Central Triton homecoming week. It's been a bunch of fun celebrations for Iowa Central. I know the volleyball squad celebrated with a great performance earlier this week. We'll be talking about that later on once we get to the second half. Here's a punt that's just going to escape a block, but a flag is thrown from back where the punter stood. This may be roughing. Well, not for sure, but with the flag thrown all the way back there, we may be seeing. Here it is. Sounds like they called hitting the kicker, but declined it. The officials might cut out, but that's what I heard. Okay, well. $28-0, 1st and 10. Tritons take over on the 44-yard line on the Conquistador side. What we've seen from Iowa Central so far this season, they open it up. 77-0 victory against Central Lakes College Brainerd. You can go back and rewatch that broadcast. We have it right here on the Triton Nation Sports Network. And then they were at Highland Community College where they got a victory 63-27. And in their most recent outings, they lost to number 1 Hutchinson 35-17 and number 2 Iowa Western 48-17. That puts them at 2-2 on the season. Dodge City is 1-3 on the season. Ty Purdy hands off to the numero uno, Anthony Hall. Good to see Anthony Hall back in an Iowa Central uniform. Hall in the offseason, working on an injury. I believe he missed the first 2 games at least. He's back out here for Iowa Central. From the gun, he'll get the reception here. Hall looks to shimmy to make a man miss. Set up one-man screen. Looks like Kanya was trying to be used as the lead blocker, but Dodge City was there to defend it well. 6 minutes, 5 seconds remain in the first half. Stick around for halftime. We're going to see another great performance from the Triton Marching Band, conducted by Jeremy Smith. Also, the dance team going to be out there with the cheer squad. They're looking sharp today. They appear to have all new uniforms for homecoming week. Here's Ty Purdy scrambling in the backfield. Has 2. Working. He's got speed. Purdy with a full loop. Works around. Now he'll take off past the line of scrimmage and have a pickup of, looks like 7 yards, maybe 8. Going to be 4th down and short. We'll see what the Tritons do here. See if they maybe try to continue to move the chains, or will they punt them back deep? No decision made yet. 5 minutes and 15 seconds remain from the first half. Tritons have 2 timeouts to go. The Conks, they have all 3. Looks like they maybe are going for it, or at least going to try a hard count. 15 on the play clock. Got a little bit of time. 10 on the play clock from the gun. Trips left. 2 deep safeties. Looking for anything long. Kanya going to shift. Motion over to the right. Snap it off in time. 4th and 4. Stepping up in the pocket. Almost got taken out by 1 offensive lineman. Firing deep. Going long. Up and down. Ball is not caught. Great defense. Intended receiver that time was Dalen Houston. Broken up by the 24. Carry-on Franklin of Lake Charles, Louisiana. So Dodge City will take over on the 38-yard line. Their KJCCC offense of the week. Quarterback takes the field again. Conks totaled 427 yards last week with 383 yards with aerial attack. The most passing yards in a game for the Conks since 2021. Edwin Merriweather III was strong, going 11 for 15 with 229 yards and 2 touchdowns. Again, earning the Offensive Player of the Week honors in the KJCCC. Now they're taking on the Iowa Central Tritons. And Dodge City Conquistadors on the season open it up against Tyler Community College. They lost 27-7 in week 1. Week 2, they lost just by 7 to Garden City, 24-17. Then they lost to Iowa Western 31-7. And most recently, they got that victory against Highland last week, 35-6, making them 1-3 on the season. Merriweather shoots it out to the right, looking at a 2nd and 10 scenario here, and tackled before the 40-yard line, a gain of maybe 1 or 2 on the play. 3rd and 8 coming up. And the Tritons there, I see Chebuhar was there. Also Tepetti. And from the backside, Barty. Multiple gang tackles. This Triton defense is working great today. 28-0 with 3.5 to go. Big play here. Triangle trips to the left. Lone receiver right. In the gun. Back to pass. Merriweather looking over the middle of the field. Stepping up. He looks to take off. He tucks in, runs. He lunges forward. Schaefer is there to collide with him. Is it before the first down marker? And the chain gang are motion to move forward. So it is just enough for a Conquistador first down, 1st and 10 on the 48-yard line. Great effort by Schaefer to try to get there, that stop in time, just shy of it. 2 minutes and 50 seconds remain in the second quarter. In the pistol, back to pass, looking left and firing. And they will say incomplete pass. Those are always risky on those shallow routes into the backfield. The quarterback throws behind him, of course, and that would be ruled as a fumble, but the ball would have went out of bounds, it looks like, regardless if it was a little bit behind him. 2nd and 10 coming up from the 48. Again, later on in this broadcast, in the second half, we'll be talking more about the volleyball program and how well they've done this season. And I also will be talking to you about the Triton Hall of Fame ceremony beginning in the fourth quarter. And all details provided on that as well. Meriwether taken down for the sack, but a flag is going to be thrown down. Flag thrown down. What will it be? I'm not for sure what this is. Montalto's saying decline it. Holding on the offense, and still the Tritons able to get a sack. And Iowa Central will take a timeout. Tritons want to get to 35 before the close of this second half. Let's go ahead and take a timeout with Coach Montalto and his men. We'll be back in 30 seconds right here on the Triton Nation Sports Network.
We're CJ Bio. In 2012, we opened the only biomanufacturing plant in North America right here in Fort Dodge. Now employing over 200 people in the local area, we've had amazing success in lysine production as an environmentally friendly animal feed. And just as important as our business has been the warm welcome of the Fort Dodge community. We here at CJ Bio want to thank the people in the city of Fort Dodge for giving us the best of all things, a wonderful home. CJ Bio, amazing people, amazing community.
Yeah,
so if you're ever on the phone like that, I come up to us, just point on our.
we are back with more coverage today. 2 minutes and 39 seconds remain. Coach Montalto just took his second time out of the first half. Iowa Central trying to get to 35 before the close of the first. The Tritons are just outside the top 10 in the rankings. Well, they want to put together as well of a record as possible. And those point differentials are going to help in a long way because, for the most part, we're going to see a lot of teams tie with an overall record. And if the Tritons are going to take some losses on the season, I'd say it not too bad to take it from the number 1 and number 2 team in the nation. All right, here we go. 3rd and very long. 15 here, looking to scramble, looking to tuck and run is Meriwether, trying to truck a slew of linebackers. Maybe was able to get past Terrence Topetti, but certainly not Schaefer, who is going to lay the hammer right near the line of scrimmage. Looks like a gain of 1 on the play. 4th and long coming up for Dodge City. Officially put it in the books as 4th and 16. And is Dodge City maybe thinking of going for it? I think they're just going to bleed it out until the 2 minute. All right, we have a timeout at 2 minutes. We'll take it with all the folks down on the field and thank more of our sponsors. We'll return to action with the Tritons looking to return the punt right after this on the Triton Nation Sports Network. Triton Nation, welcome back to the action. When we begin the third quarter, we'll be talking about how the Iowa Central Triton volleyball team has done so far this season. We'll be also providing you with some more team stats as well. Once we start that third quarter here, we will be taking a halftime break where you'll be able to catch up with some of the Iowa Central Triton marching band and see how they perform with the dance crew. Here is the punt. Gonna spritz to the 40, now 35-yard line, where the Tritons will take over 1st and 10. Your Iowa Central Triton coaching staff this season: head football coach Jesse Montalto, the defensive coordinator Jeremy Conley, the offensive coordinator Coach Baylor, the running backs coach is Coach Simmons, Justice Clegg is the offensive line coach, Coach Blomberg is the tight ends coach and assistant offensive line coach. Coach Otis is the defensive line coach, who is new to the program this year, and so is Coach Finley, a defensive backs coach, and also a new coach. The assistant defensive backs coach is Coach Haskins. They say it takes a village, and it does. We have a lot of quality coaches who spend all the time training these kids week to week on and off the field to be the best Triton they can be. Iowa Central Tritons come out with their quarterback DeMarcus Creasy, who will take a read option, keep it for himself, and have an 11-yard pickup. 1st and 10 for the Tritons. 1 minute, 41 seconds remain in the second quarter. Again, the Tritons, they want to score. Again, put it at 35-0 before the close of the first half. Here's a handoff this time. Fumble. And it looks like Iowa Central were able to get back on it from what I see up here. I think they bobbed the handoff. And a gain of nothing. 0 yardage on the play. 2nd and 10 coming up now. They'll check over at that sideline. Creasy's the quarterback. Anthony Hall is at tailback. Doubles on each side for the receivers. 4-3 look on defense. They rush 3. One steps back, looking at a spy. Over the middle of the field. Oh, great tackle. Number 4. Madison will blow up that receiver. And it was Essex who was able to hold on. Great catch. And they're going to keep him at the line of scrimmage. 50 seconds remain. 3rd and 9. Trips right. Lone receiver left. Bunch to the near side of the left tackle. Sending 4. Pressure. Creasy going to climb the pocket. Anthony Hall looks to make a one-handed catch, and he's unable to corral it. Goes incomplete. 4th down, and Coach Montalto will send out the punting unit. And the 15, quarterback Ty Purdy, will come out to punt. Well, he was in a similar spot earlier. He boomed it for near 70 yards, standing on the 30-yard line. Again, see if he can put this in a touchback, or if he'll try to put it and pin it inside the 10. 4th and 9 from the 47. Punt is back. And, a hand did get on it. Still able to travel rather far, 25, 20, and it will go out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. There was a Triton that had a helmet pop off. The number 10, he'll have to sit out the next play if he was intended to come back in. I think it was Tristan Davis. That should be. And the Tritons will look to keep the Conquistadors to one final stand before the end of the half. I'll be curious to see how Dodge City comes at it. Will they just be conservative and not try to throw a pick 6 or fumble 6? Oh, hang on. There was an illegal formation called against the return team, which was declined. Okay, will the Conquistadors look to take a shot long, or will they just run the clock out? They do have all 3 timeouts. Can you put together a 29-second drill with 82 yards to travel? Coming out in the pistol, 2 receivers right. One's going to motion over, joining another to the left. So 2 receiver left. No, he's going to fake it and park right behind the tight end. They will hand off. Zone read finds an opening, looks to bounce outside, looking to make the tackle. No, great run this time and blasted out of bounds. Great carry this time for the number 23, Joshua Taylor of Atlanta, Georgia. And all those yards he ran, all that room he had to make left and all the way right. It's only a pickup of 6 on the play. 21 seconds remain in this first half. Back to the pistol. Doubles left, lone receiver right. Looking to fire short to an out route. And that'll make it 3rd and 4. Pass is incomplete. This is kind of a tricky spot. You're 3rd and 4. You're down 28-0. You're on your own 25-yard line. Do you just take a shot here? If you do, and if it fails, you have to punt it. They do hand off. I'm sure they'll just milk the clock from here on out. They do pick up the first down. 11. Hang on. Let the chains move. Reset. Clock is currently stopped at 11. Now we're going, injury timeout on the field. Injury timeout on the field. It is a first down for the Conquistadors. And we'll go ahead and thank more of our sponsors here. Thank you very, very much to the folks at Rash Construction, Jaden Electric, Mark's Auto Mart, Jensen Builders, Gunderson Funeral and Cremation Care, CNOS, CJ Bio, Calvert & Johnson Insurance, Bemrick Electric, Avela Bank, Pfizer Lumber Company, and Citizens Community Credit Union for sponsoring today's coverage on the Triton Nation Sports Network.
Not stop to beat first half. And at halftime, your score, Iowa Central.
So the injury timeout, they're going to help the player off the field. It's the number 23 who is the ball carrier that had that explosive play, Joshua Taylor. And coach. And they're going to actually elect for it to go into the second half here. So your halftime score is 28-0. We are going to take a break, and you'll be able to watch the Triton Marching Band here in just 1 second. Right after this on the Triton Nation Sports Network.
We're CJ Bio. In 2012, we opened the only biomanufacturing plant in North America right here in Fort Dodge. Now employing over 200 people in the local area, we've had amazing success in lysine production as an environmentally friendly animal feed. And just as important as our business has been the warm welcome of the Fort Dodge community. We here at CJ Bio want to thank the people in the city of Fort Dodge for giving us the best of all things, a wonderful home. CJ Bio, amazing people, amazing community.
For trusted work on your next project, choose Rash Construction, a third-generation family-owned company. Rash Construction has been proudly serving Fort Dodge and surrounding areas for 70 years. We specialize in excavation and grading, site utilities, site planning and development, and GPS grade control. From private and public projects to larger-scale commercial projects, we have the knowledge, experience, and technology to get the job done right. Rash Construction. Safety first, last, and always.
CNOS is proud to be your orthopedic and sports medicine providers.
You can visit our clinic knowing you will receive the best orthopedic care in the area.
Located at Unity Point, we offer quality care to address any bone or joint problems.
We are committed to providing the best possible care to the communities we serve.
CNOS, proud sponsors of the Iowa Central Tritons.
Go Tritons!
All right. Once again, that's your 2025 Iowa Central Dance Team. Coach Mike Cassidy from here. Let's give it on. Stay tuned for more great things for the Iowa Central Dance Team throughout the coming year. To finish their show, the Triton Marching Band performs a track created by Jack Black for the 2025 Minecraft movie soundtrack. This is I Feel Alive. Right, fans on your feet. Come together as the Triton Marching Band. Play your Iowa Central School songs. Triton style. Prohibition is small. The Triton Marching Band is open to all instrumental students, regardless of major. Visit licensingtritons.com for more information on the Triton Marching Band. Jeremy Smith is Director of Athletic Bands. Ira Summer Percussion is sponsored by Mick Burke. This is Steve Brown, voice of the Triton Marching Band. Until our next performance, keep a song in your heart.
We're CJ Bio. In 2012, we opened the only biomanufacturing plant in North America right here in Fort Dodge. Now employing over 200 people in the local area, we've had amazing success in lysine production as an environmentally friendly animal feed. And just as important as our business has been the warm welcome of the Fort Dodge community. We here at CJ Bio want to thank the people in the city of Fort Dodge for giving us the best of all things, a wonderful home. CJ Bio, amazing people, amazing community.
For trusted work on your next project, choose Rash Construction, a third-generation family-owned company. Rash Construction has been proudly serving Fort Dodge and surrounding areas for 70 years. We specialize in excavation and grading, site utilities, site planning and development, and GPS grade control. From private and public projects to larger-scale commercial projects, we have the knowledge, experience, and technology to get the job done right. Rash Construction. Safety first, last, and always.
CNOS is proud to be your orthopedic and sports medicine providers.
You can visit our clinic knowing you will receive the best orthopedic care in the area.
Located at Unity Point, we offer quality care to address any bone or joint problems.
We are committed to providing the best possible care to the communities we serve.
CNOS, proud sponsors of the Iowa Central Tritons.
Go Tritons!
Triton Nation Sports Network, Hank Ambrose with your play-by-play coverage today. This is your halftime report, and we're going to begin the halftime report at 28-0 where the Iowa Central Tritons are leading Dodge City. More on those team stats later. For now, let's talk about the Iowa Central Triton women's volleyball program and how good they've been so far this season. They're 20-6 overall, and they are 8-0 in conference play. They're on a 7-match win streak. Overall, 8-0 at home, 4-1 on away, and the majority of their losses have just came in big tournament play, primarily at the Kansas City Community College Tournament, which is always a huge one per year, averaging 12 kills per set, hitting at 247%, 11 assists per set, almost 2 blocks per set as well, and 2 service aces per set. Some of those recent matchups that the Iowa Central Tritons have won during homecoming week. On Thursday, they got Southwestern Community College 3-0. Tuesday, September 30th, they got DMAC 3-0. Prairie State College back on the 27th of September 3-0. A close matchup against Sauk Valley Community College 3-2. And on Friday, they went up against East Central Community College and beat them 3-0. Looking ahead, on Monday, they are at Minnesota West Community and Technical College. They're also going to be at Mount Marty JV. On Wednesday, the 8th, they'll be taking on Marshalltown at Hodges Fieldhouse, 7 o'clock, first serve. Be sure to be there and wear Triton blue for that. On Wednesday, October 15th, they'll be at Southeastern Community College, and they will continue to go out through the month of October for the Triton Invitational. The Triton Invitational is on October 17th, where they will take on the likes of Northeastern Oklahoma A&M College at 2:15 in Hodges Fieldhouse. Also against Allen County Community College at 5:45 on that Saturday. They'll also be taking on Metropolitan Community College at 4 p.m. And on Thursday, October 23rd, after the Triton Invitational, they'll be home versus Kirkwood. And then we get into November, where you have the regional semifinals and the finals. And don't forget about Western Iowa Tech Community College to close out the month of October either. You can find all the details on Iowa Central Triton Volleyball, including stats, schedule, and more online at ictritons.com. Again, your score at halftime is 28-0. Let's talk about how we got to this score. Opened up with a 5-yard receiving touchdown caught by Darian Gilliam, thrown by Ty Purdy on 2 plays before that. Gilliam had a big 45-yard reception that almost got him into the end zone that set the Tritons up in the red zone. The Tritons defense held them on their opening stand to a 3-and-out, in which Iowa Central got the ball back and had a 17-yard receiving touchdown with Kamari Williams, and it was awfully close in the back corner of the end zone. At first, it looked like he didn't catch it, but the true freshman certainly did hold on. That made it 14-0. The following drive, we saw tight end Tony Terry with a 12-yard receiving touchdown thrown by DeMarcus Creasy. It was a great drawn-up play by Coach B and Coach Montalto. Left Tony Terry wide open, lined up at his tight end position just to the left of the left tackle. He was wide open. It was a great read by quarterback DeMarcus Creasy as well. And the most recent touchdown came from a C.J. Phillip 10-yard receiving touchdown. Another great design play. Had a swing route from the gun, left him wide open, and waltzed into the end zone. That's what made it 28-0. Let's talk more on team stats for both the Iowa Central Community College and the Conquistadors of Dodge City. Some of those stats include for the Iowa Central Tritons, them being 2-2 on the season. Their only two losses came against number 1 and number 2. That would be Hutchinson Community College and Iowa Western Community College. Some of the stats that stand out to me most for Iowa Central include 259 passing yards a game, 13 passing touchdowns, 149 rushing yards per game, 8 rushing touchdowns overall. They're averaging 20 first downs a game. That's a big one. That helps a lot with clock management. I think that's what's made them so effective on offense. 20 first downs a game. Their PATs have been 100% this season. 24 of 24 heading into today, and in fact, you can make that 28 for 28. Mr. Trejo has been one of my favorite Tritons to call this season. The star kicker for the Iowa Central Tritons. Where's Trejo out of? Anderson Trejo, 5'7" of Rock Rapids, Iowa, played football at West Lyon. Love it. More on Triton team stats. Overall, they have 4-7 total turnovers, three of them being fumbles and the other 4 being interceptions. Just some of the team stats that I thought were most notable heading into today for the Iowa Central Tritons. Dodge City, they have tried a couple different things out today. One of their quarterbacks, they've played 2 today, Edwin Merriweather III, he was the KJCCC Offensive Player of the Week last week, but he's been held to no touchdowns today, and he's even thrown an interception. Let's see if Dodge City can get it going in this second half here. They came into Fort Dodge 1-3 on the season. And at that, we are back to football action here. It's 28-0, 14:54 on the clock. Dodge City in the white uniforms and purple helmets. Iowa Central for homecoming week wearing the all blue and white helmets. Coming out showing the 3-4 look. And instead of Merriweather, they will bring on their original intended quarterback there, the number 3, Braxton Clark. It's pretty crazy to think it was a backup quarterback last week. Oh, got an offsides on the kicking team. There evidently was an offsides on the kicking team going against Iowa Central. I would give him a little bit better field position. But as I was saying, so impressive to be named as a Kansas Jayhawk Community College Athlete of the Week, but to do it as a backup quarterback, filling in a role is, I think, even more impressive. So kudos to Merriweather. All right, the Tritons out on defense and got to be wrapped down by Mr. Schaefer. Taylor Schaefer is going to throw down the running back there. That's the number 6. That time, Derek Shanks Jr. on the rush. Picks up 7 yards on the play. It's 2nd down and 3. Once we begin the fourth quarter, in about 14 and a half minutes of game time, I'll be telling you all the details regarding the Triton Hall of Fame and the ceremony. That will be taking place later this year. From the gun, trips left, tight end right. They hand off. Looking short. Need to get to the 35-yard line. Looks shy of it, but picked up 1 yard on the play. 3rd and 2 coming up for Dodge City. Their offensive lineman is slow to get up. Number 55, their center, Dalton Davis. He will stay out there for another play. Tritons with 3 on the defensive line. 4 linebackers out there. 3-4 look there. Stack doubles to the left of the quarterback, 1 to the right. Motion coming across the quarterback and working back. Looks like someone jumped. We'll wait for it, see who jumped first. Either right tackle or left end of Iowa Central. Offsides defense. That's going to be an automatic 1st down for Dodge City. First and 10, marked at the 38-yard line. The Tritons could have came out and showed a 3 and out. I know Coach Conley was wanting that. Tritons going to reset here. Let's see what they do on this first play coming out of the first and 10. They throw it over the middle, going to be dropped. Intended for Fleming. It was pretty low for Fleming to go down and grab that. Take the turf and make it 2nd and 10. 13:33 to go here. Shout out to the Triton Marching Band and the Triton Dance Team. They did great for their halftime performance. Showed some Chapel Roan, as well as Rosé, Bruno Mars songs. Best of recent pop. Back to the pistol here for the Conquistadors. Handing off another flag in the backfield. We've seen multiple penalties to begin the second half. What's the call here? It looked like it was on the tackle, or at the time of the tackle. Holding on offense. Put him at 10 yards from the previous spot. Second down and 20, that is, coming up for Dodge City. I'd say keep an eye on number 1 of the Conquistadors. They tried to hit him a moment ago this drive. Santana Fleming. He's made some big plays early on today. He's lined up in the slot to the right side of the quarterback on the far side of your screen there. There he goes in motion now, joining trips left. Looking at him. They don't fire to him. Instead, they'll go to a short curl route. And who other than our defensive spotlight this week, Taylor Schaefer, bringing down the receiver instantly. That was a tornado tackle. Give him a wraparound. All right, after the gain of just a few, it's going to be 3rd down and long. We'll count it as 3rd and 16 from the 32-yard line. 3rd and 15, 3rd and 16. Put that mark. From the pistol, trips right. 1 left. And back to pass. Pressure, 3. Did it just take 3? Yes, it did. The second sack of the day for this Triton defense. That time it was Baftani Riak. That's a Triton defensive player who has played almost every position. Lines up as almost like a nickelback and linebacker primarily, but I've seen him line up with wide receivers. That time he came in almost like a delayed blitz as if he was an edge rusher. Picked up the second sack of the day for this Triton defense. Great way to close the drive, making it 4th and 21 on the 27-yard line, and Dodge City will punt. They do. And it's not going to travel very far. It's going to travel about 20 yards and tiptoe the line before going out of bounds. Triton's going to set up near the 50. And how will Iowa Central come out this drive? See in one moment. Now, I did ask Coach B who was that quarterback who wears the number 3 who came in earlier today, because I do not have him on my roster sheet. And it was Trey Taylor. So if we see Trey come in later today, which we might if the Tritons can continue to add to their lead, we'll be sure to let you know that that was indeed Trey Taylor. Here is DeMarcus Creasy in at quarterback. Anthony Hall to his left in the gun. Kamari Williams is to the far right side, and we're in trips to the left. Handoff, showing a zone read. Hall, with great anticipation, waits for his sled dogs up front to make a hole for him, and he's able to muster forward about 2 yards. Really good defense from Dodge City there. 2nd down and 8 coming up. Now the ball is on the 47-yard line on the Dodge City side. They're crowding the box here. They're showing 6, and we're going to see a false start. Thinking this one's going to be, I don't know, by the reaction of some coaches, I was thinking maybe on the offense, but we'll see. Talking about it. 11 minutes, 15 seconds remain. Let's listen in.
Offsides, defense.
Okay, they do call against defense.
5 yards. Remains 2nd down.
Well, Triton did jump, which I think led to some coaches I heard from down below thinking that was maybe against the Iowa Central Tritons, but no, instead they'll take 5 yards. 2nd down and 3 now coming up 11:15 on the clock. Here we go. Tritons from the gun. Tony Terry at tight end there. He wears the 35. He's just to the right of Creasy. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Back to pass. Looking left, looking at spacing. Rolling right and moving up. And going to be tackled at about the line of scrimmage. In fact, you can call it a loss of 1. So you could even say maybe a sack on the play, a 1-yard sack on the play for Dodge City. 3rd down and 5 coming up. Triton's going to come out this formation with 2 running backs, I can tell so far. Running backs being Anthony Hall and Ethan Johnson. Showing 2 in the backfield, motioning 1 left. And they hand off. It's Ethan Johnson. Look at this blast. Blast of energy going forward, going to pick up. That's 15 yards on the play. He's going to put him at the 30-yard line. Ethan Johnson with a spurt of energy. 10 minutes remain in the 3rd quarter. From the gun, 2 left. Play action. Looking right. Kamari Williams makes the play. The freshman again. In a catch that looked near improbable to make, he was able to do it on his tippy toes, turning around and kept it before touching the ground. Great catch by Kamari. 9:35 remain on the clock. Tritons on the 18-yard line. Hand off. No, quarterback keeper. They throw outside. Incomplete pass, and there's a penalty in the backfield. And some chit-chat. The line of scrimmage. Dodge City trying to separate their defensive linemen. Looks like they're going to sub them out. Waiting for the penalty. See what we got here. Offsides on the defense. In the neutral zone. It's the 2nd time that's happened this drive. Tritons looking to get to 35 with 9:24 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Creasy in the gun. 3 left. And they will motion Anthony Hall. Got an empty backfield now. Tony Terry looking to go to the end zone. He's got an opening. Creasy didn't see him. He makes a juke move. He roams forward, and he's going to have a 1st down looking to go to the end zone. Creasy, is he in? Yes, he is. DeMarcus Creasy didn't need the open receiver. Keeps it for himself. It's a rush of 12 yards. Touchdown, Tritons. Iowa Central again scores. Their 5th of the day and the 1st of the 2nd half. So hard to stop a mobile quarterback. Dodge City had no answer for Iowa Central all of that drive. And Trejo will come out to take the PAT. Purdy lines it down. Kick is up, and it is good. That makes it 35-0 with 9 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. We're going to take a 1-minute break and be back for the kickoff in just 1 minute right here on the Triton Nation Sports Network. Triton Nation, a beautiful day in Fort Dodge. Checking the weather earlier, looking at the upper 70s, sunny, and will be throughout the rest of this contest. Come out to Dodger Stadium to support these NJCAA football programs if you got time today, or continue to watch us on the Triton Nation Sports Network. We got all home sports broadcasts right here where you can even go back and rewatch any of them from years back. It is 35-0. 9 minutes and 4 seconds remain in the third quarter. I'm Hank Ambrose with your play-by-play coverage today. You got any questions on what's coming up for Iowa Central Triton football? I'll fill you in. Next Saturday, they're at College of DuPage, the number 1 team in Division III football for the NJCAA. On the 18th, they are at Coffeyville. And then on the 25th, they are at Ellsworth Community College. That will wrap up the ICC-AC conference play. And then November 8th, they're back in Fort Dodge against Independence Community College. We'll be on call for that for a noon kickoff. Looks like Schaefer in for another tackle today. November 15th, Tritons will be at Garden City. And then they will close November on the 22nd, home versus Butler. That will be the final regular season contest of the season for the Iowa Central Tritons. And as long as the Tritons keep the winning record up, more than likely we will see a bowl game later this year. Head football coach Jesse Montalto is undefeated in postseason play, undefeated in bowl history. I believe after last year's victory, he moved to 11-0 all time. And if I recall correctly, I want to say possibly 7 of those are with Iowa Central, and then 4 of those are with Ellsworth Community College when he previously was the head coach over there. Back to action here. Right away, we see a 3rd down and 10. The defensive staff have made sure to make their boys ready, and they have put on a clinic today, 35-0. And just a handful of first downs for this Dodge City offense, who was so explosive last week, nearly 400 yards of total offense. The Tritons keep it up. I expect to see some movement up the rankings. Here is a out route, 5 yards shallow, and going to be thrown down back to the line of scrimmage. That tackle made by Baptani Riak. And we were just talking about how he lines up everywhere on the field. That time lined up as a cornerback or maybe a nickelback. Got a sack the previous drive. He has been awesome in the Triton blue. And a 3 and out again. We will see Conquistadors punt. Kadarius Williams is back to return this punt back at the Triton 45-yard line. He's been unable to get a punt return so far because we've seen some penalties and then some off punts, and that one's not going to get to him either. And he'll let it just he'll let it watch over there, watching Kadarius. Maybe a second look at maybe going at the ball. 35-0, 6 minutes and 51 seconds remain. Tritons in the blue today, Conquistadors in the white. Once we begin the fourth quarter, we'll be talking more about the Triton Hall of Fame ceremony and what to expect there, with all the details garnering around that too. Here's that number 3 quarterback, Trey Taylor, checking back into the game. This will be his first offensive drive since the first half. He's got 2 backs with him in the backfield, and he will hand off. I think it is Ethan Johnson again, in a similar play design that had him pick up a 15-yard gain. This time he'll pick up 4 yards on another effective play. Second coming up. Trey Taylor at quarterback, Ethan Johnson at tailback. We got Tony Terry at tight end. See him wearing the 35. I believe that's Kamari down on the far right side. Hey, you see that? Got off the ball. Great teamwork over the receiver here, running slants over the middle of the field. Not going to be able to get to him. He will take off. Look at this extra effort pushing forward on what looked like maybe a pickup of 2 is going to turn to a pickup of 4 from the extra effort from the backup quarterback. 3rd and 2 coming up on the 49-yard line on the Dodge City side. From the gun, 2 left, 1 right. Terry is a blocking back behind the left tackle. Tried to go with a hard count. Hard count didn't work. Still some time on the play clock. Got 10 seconds to make any last-second adjustments. They do, swinging out the tailback, looking at Ethan Johnson, and he does not make the catch. Great play by the defensive player there, the number 4, Anthony Madison. We've called his name a few times today. Madison with great defensive IQ, waiting for the intended pass and able to get there instantly. As soon as the ball got to the receiver's hands, Madison got to the legs of Johnson. And the Tritons will stay lined out on offense. 4th and 2 here on the 49-yard line on the away side. 18 on the play clock. Plenty of time here from the gun. Doubles left. Terry at tight end. They got 5 on in the box. And a flag. Flag going to be thrown instantly. I don't know if it was before the snap or not, but I see it's over by the away sideline. Can we maybe see a neutral zone here? 2 offsides went against Dodge City the previous drive. It is against the defense. It is a neutral zone as well. Neutral zone infraction on the defense. Going to be an automatic first down. Dodge City stubbing their toe. Make me sick if I was Dodge City over there after stopping Iowa Central and what would have been a turnover on downs, leading them to 4 plays without picking up a first. Now they'll hand off. Ethan Johnson runs into a lineman. Now he's still on his feet, shifts to his right, and is tackled after the gain of nearly 7. 2nd and short coming up for Iowa Central with 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Mosley makes the tackle. Dodge City with 4 on the defensive line. 3 linebackers across the second wave. They do have 3 safeties they're showing here. From the gun, Taylor hands off. Johnson again on his feet running. He looks like he could go all the way for a touchdown, and he does. It's a 37-yard rushing touchdown for Ethan Johnson. Well, he was waiting for that play to break away all the way to the house, and he finally got it there. Ethan Johnson, who was due, puts it in for 6 for Iowa Central. "37-yard rush touchdown. 41-0. Anderson Trejo will come out to take the PAT. And that will make him 30 for 30 on the season, a 100% on his point after tries. 42-0, 4:23 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We'll go ahead and take a 1-minute break and be back with more Iowa Central football on Triton Nation Sport Network. Triton Nation Sports Network. I'm Hank Ambrose with your play-by-play action today. It's a beautiful day in Fort Dodge with the full lineup here. The Triton football team with the dance and cheer squads and also the band and everyone else in attendance repping the Iowa Central Blue on the home side. Look at that sea of people over there on your screen. The away Dodge City Conquistadors have brought plenty of support too, making the trip from Kansas. And a touchback. Conquistadors will set up 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line. And again, if you missed it earlier, your NJCAA Division I football rankings include number 1, Hutchinson, number 2, Iowa Western, number 3, Tyler Junior College, number 4, Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, number 5, Navarro College, number 6, Georgia Military College, number 7, Northwest Mississippi Community College, number 8, Garden City Community College, number 9, Hines Community College, number 10 is Coffeyville Community College. Here's a pass, slip screen, tended to the tailback, and it's going to take 4 or 5 Tritons to bring him down. Great effort from the backup tailback. Looks like gain of 3 coming up. Picking up where we left off, Coffeyville is ranked at 10. 11 is Copiah Lincoln Community College. 12 is Trinity Valley Community College. 13 is Snow College. 14 is Iowa Central Community College. And 15 is Cisco College. And out of all 15 of those colleges, I recall all but 3 teams the Tritons have played at least once over the past 5 years covering Iowa Central football. They say iron sharpens iron, and I certainly do believe it. With all these teams that the Tritons regularly see ranked in the top 15, top 10, top 5, 1 and 2. Hope these guys become the best athletes as possible. Just saw a penalty against Dodge City going early. It's going to move them back 5. 2nd down and 11 coming up with 3:35 remaining in the 3rd quarter. It's 42-0. Tritons lead it for homecoming week. From the gun, 3 right. Tritons will anticipate a handoff. Here it is. Chebuhar on the tackle. Also, Ahmad Grayer, who had an interception earlier, is going to be there with some secondary support too. Pickup of about 5 on the play. Makes it 3rd down and 6. Dodge City looking over at the sideline. Two right, 1 left in the gun. Back to pass, looking right. Stepping up in the pocket is Meriwether. Meriwether will look to take off, and 2 tabletop him. Who was there? 36 and was it 33? No, it was 23. On the tackle that time was Chandler and Claycomb, I do believe. And Dodge City held to another 3 and out. I believe that's the 4th 3 and out today that we've covered for the Iowa Central defense. That's at least 4, maybe 5. The punt is up and headed towards the 45-yard line where Kadarius Williams will make the catch, the fair catch. Iowa Central sets up on their own 47-yard line. And this special teams unit has been so good today as well. Saw a block earlier, and I haven't really been able to see that many returns, but that's because the defense has been so good and the special teams has rushed the punter so well that they haven't really been able to get an accurate, well punt off to the return man. Iowa Central comes back out with Trey Taylor at quarterback. Anthony Hall's at tailback. Trips left, lone receiver right. 1:46 to go from Fort Dodge. The handoff. And I said Hall, and actually that's C.J. Phillip wearing the number 7. Phillip on the carry, picks up 2, 2nd and 8 coming up on the Triton 49-yard line. This play could cross him over to the 50 from the gun. Quarterback keeper, read option. Taylor tackled at the line of scrimmage, nothing on the gain. And again, that number 4 is there. Madison has been very good today for Dodge City. I don't think it'd be a contest for best defensive player over on the Dodge City side. Anthony Madison's been excellent today. In fact, they will give him a yard. So 3rd and 7, right on the 50-yard hash. 50 seconds remain. In the gun. Doubles on each side. Make that trips left. Phillip goes to the flat. Quarterback rolling to his right. He will fire. An alternative slant route, if you will. The catch is made. And it should be a Triton first down. And yes, it is. Iowa Central pick up a first down. That's Sincere Brown making the catch. Tritons back to the line of scrimmage. 23 seconds remain in the third quarter. From the gun. Pump fake and out to Phillip. Phillip with the power. Good pickup on the play. Going to be just shy of the 35-yard line. Looks like a gain of 5 at least on the play, maybe 6. Running down to 3 seconds, 2, and that's the end of the third quarter. The score is 42-0. The Tritons have been dominant today, and we still have another quarter to go. What we'll do is we'll take a 1-minute break, and when we come back, we'll be talking more about the Triton Hall of Fame ceremony and all the details regarding that in 1 minute right here on the Triton Nation Sports Network.
We're CJ Bio. In 2012, we opened the only biomanufacturing plant in North America right here in Fort Dodge. Now employing over 200 people in the local area, we've had amazing success in lysine production as an environmentally friendly animal feed. And just as important as our business has been the warm welcome of the Fort Dodge community. We here at CJ Bio want to thank the people in the city of Fort Dodge for giving us the best of all things, a wonderful home. CJ Bio, amazing people, amazing community.
Triton Nation Sports Network. I'm Hank Ambrose with your play-by-play coverage. We're back to football here in Fort Dodge with the Triton Marching Band sounding off. Let's look at this play, and then we will go and tell you all about the Triton Hall of Fame ceremony. Second and short here. Tritons will keep it with their quarterback, Trey Taylor. Oh, look at this. Breaking 2 tackles, roaming left, and he's going to be close to the first down marker. And we have a close 3rd and 1 coming up. Your Triton Hall of Fame this year is coming up. It's going to be taking place Saturday, November 1st on the Iowa Central campus. This year's honorees include Dr. Terry and Pam Hopper, Judge Brown, James Rotman, Dr. Thomas Williams, Dr. Daniel Zinnel, Neil Adams, Jessica Gunderson, Dr. Hamilton Wells, and the 2015 women's soccer team. The evening will kick off at 4 p.m. with a social hour, followed by a dinner and the formal induction ceremony starting at 5 p.m. Attendees can also participate in a silent auction featuring a variety of items to support Iowa Central programs. Tickets for this special event are priced at $30 and can be purchased online at the Foundation Office, the Iowa Central Bookstore, or by calling 515-574-1137. That's 515-574-1137. All tickets must be purchased in advance. The Triton Hall of Fame ceremony is coming up on Saturday, November 1st. And again, congratulations to this year's honorees. Well, the Tritons got that first down, and now we just saw a short passing play to Tony Terry. Has a couple on the play. 2nd and 6 coming up for Iowa Central. There's a handoff to the tailback, met in the backfield, and maybe a loss of 1 on the play. It's 42-0 with about 13 remaining. I got an injury on the play, too, from one of the defensive linemen up front for Dodge City. While we have you, thank you again to our great sponsors allowing us to make the coverage happen today, including Jaden Electric, Rash Construction, Mark's Auto Mart, Jensen Builders, Gunderson Funeral and Cremation Care, CNOS, CJ Bio, Calvert & Johnson Insurance, Bemrick Electric, Avela Bank, Beiser Lumber Company, and Citizens Community Credit Union. Injured player down on the field. While we still have you, I'll tell you about the Iowa Central Triton football schedule coming up. So next Saturday at College of DuPage, the number 1 team in Division III football, October 18th at Coffeyville Community College, October 25th at Ellsworth Community College. That's going to be over at Cadet Field in Iowa Falls for a noon kickoff, which will close ICCAC conference play for this football season. November 8th, home versus Independence Community College for a noon kickoff. We'll cover that. November 15th, back on the road at Garden City Community College in what I believe will likely be a top 10 matchup. And November 22nd will close the regular season home versus Butler Community College, also for a noon kickoff. So your Triton football schedule coming up. 42-0 with 13 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Tritons from the gun, doubles right, lone receiver left, back to pass, climbing the pocket. He does not take off. He has an open receiver, and the catch is made, I believe, made by Jackson. Number 13 makes the catch. I think that's Seje Jackson. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Jackson is a substitution player, and that may be the first reception that I recall that he's made at Dodger Stadium, at least. I know I emphasize it all the time, but the Tritons are so deep everywhere on offense and defense, which is good to have. 42-0, 12-12 remaining in this fourth quarter. Looking at a fade route, corner of the end zone. Just a little too far and out of bounds for the intended receiver, Adan Muhammad, the intended receiver. Muhammad is an Iowa kid of Waterloo East. Graduated from there just 2 years ago. Here's a 2nd and 10 now on the Triton 13-yard line. They hand off C.J. Phillip with a counter, and he will be tackled behind the line of scrimmage. So far, a good goal line stand. At 42-0, under 12 minutes to go, Dodge City defense starting to spar up. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 on the 13. Tritons looking to score their 7th touchdown of the day. From the gun, Phillip also in the backfield. Twins right. Back to pass. Looking to go and scramble. Trey Taylor tucks and runs, looks forward, and he's going to have his Iowa Central first varsity touchdown at Dodger Stadium. Trey Taylor scores for Iowa Central, the 7th of the day. Great blocking on that last play, too. We've seen it time and time again. Coach Clegg, Coach Blomberg getting those big fellows ready up front. Allow for another Triton touchdown. And this might be Taylor's first varsity action ever with the Iowa Central Tritons, at least at home. Oh, we got a personal foul. Personal foul on the defense against their linebacker, number 44. That will be enforced on the kickoff. That's Michael Williams who's going to be called there. We'll look at this PAT, and then we'll be taking another break in just a little bit here. Anderson Trejo lines up with Ty Purdy to take it. According to my stats, that would be Trey Taylor's first touchdown with the Iowa Central Tritons in his career. And the kick is good. 49-0. There goes that Triton marching band again from another Iowa Central score. We'll take another 1-minute break and be back with more Iowa Central football on the Triton Nation Sports Network. Triton Nation Sports Network, we're back, about to watch the Triton kickoff. So, get this. So, we just announced Trey Taylor going into the end zone and getting that rushing touchdown. And I was mistaken. I said that would have been his first career touchdown. I talked to Coach B right after the first half was over. I asked him, who's Trey Taylor? He's not on my roster sheet. I don't have him on either of them. Not for sure who that is. He says Trey Taylor. Well, I looked up. It's Trayvon Taylor, who I'm familiar with. He is. I recognize that name, and I've definitely have called previous games with Taylor before as well. Taylor has had some action in the past. He's in what is his third season with Iowa Central. An extra year of eligibility. Some of his stats include from last season going 36 of 52 passing, an impressive 69 completion percentage, almost 400 yards passing and 1 passing touchdown. And in the 2023-2024 season, he was 16 of 36 with 217 passing yards and 1 passing touchdown as well. Also impressive on the ground, picking up multiple yards from the past 2 seasons. So now we know. Now we got it straightened out. Grayer on that last tackle. Here's Dodge City back out on offense, down 49-0. 11 minutes remain. Meriwether's back at quarterback. Handoff and tackle made. It's Riak again making the tackle. Maybe the Triton defensive player of the game. Also getting the tackle there, Jaden Turner. 2nd and 4 coming up from the 45-yard line. Dodge City back to the pistol. 2 right, 1 left. And firing over the middle to a slant route. Great throw, great catch. Just out of reach of Turner. And the catch made by Fleming, Santana Fleming. 10:15 remains. First and 10, handoff. This time 25 takes it, which is the first carry of the day for Ian Andalon Silva. $9:40 to go. Back to the pistol. 2nd and 8 on the 39-yard line. Back to pass, looking right, climbing the pocket and tackled. 93, helmet comes off. Oh, he's fired up. He's going to have to sit out of play, though. Love the fire, though. His jersey's tucked up. That might be 93. Mateo Ross, maybe? I'm not for sure. I wish I could tell, but his jersey's tucked up. I heard Brownie say Mateo Ross. Or no, I heard him say Morris, maybe. Might have been 97. Well, anyway, we got 3rd and 7 here. Back to pass, looking left, firing over the middle of the field. Ooh. Santana Fleming makes another great play. 11-yard pickup. And Grayer was there in coverage. A little late, but I can't really even say late. Fleming just found that soft spot, that small opening, makes a catch. Spun it down for another Dodge City first down. 8:30 to go. 1st and 10 now on the 25-yard line. It's the first trip to the red zone for Dodge City today. Stretching outside, another handoff to Ian Andalon Silva. So on the season, Dodge City opened it up against Tyler Junior College. They lost 27-7. In week 2, they lost to Garden City 24-17. Week 3, they lost to Iowa Western Community College 31-7. And most recently, a victory against Highland Community College 35-6. Coming up for them next week, they will be home against Hutchinson on October 18th. They'll be at Ellsworth. Here's a quarterback keeper, Meriwether. We'll get back to the original line of scrimmage. Loss of 2 on the play. Got a 3rd and 8 coming up. On November 1st, They'll be on the road at Independence Community College November 8th. They'll be home against Coffeyville. And November 15th, they'll be home versus Butler Community College. That's your schedule for Dodge City, who are 1-3 on the season and 1-1 in conference play. 3rd and 10, 7:25 to go. From the pistol, looking at the tight end, a seam route over the middle of the field. Ball pops out. They'll say incomplete pass. That tight end had no shot at holding on to that ball. Again, I've called his name again and again. Baptani there. Get a high five from some of his other teammates, linebackers. 4th and 10 on the 25-yard line. 7:17 to go. You got to go for this if you're Dodge City. Meriwether in the backfield, in the pistol. 2 left, 1 right. Tight end is lined up to the left side. Might see a similar play here. We do. Verticals over the middle of the field. A deep curl route. It may have been It might have been caught, but it won't be deep enough. Going to be about a yard short of the first down. You know, when he caught the ball, he was leaning backwards. If he was leaning forwards, you could maybe make the case of forward progress, especially if he was still on his feet. Maybe you could rule it a first down, but no, that will go with a turnover on downs. The defense stays stellar, even with the substitution players checking into the game. 49-0, 7:10 remain in the fourth quarter. And some more reserve Tritons come on. What's the chant? Triton Nation chant from the cheer squad. All right. Some players checking in and personnel include the quarterback, Jakari Patton. We brought up Patton earlier. That's who I was maybe thinking changed his number to 3 earlier, but no, that was not the case. Who else is out there? I see, I believe Mason Chandler at running back. There's a handoff. No, play action pass. He got me. Ball on the ground. They'll say it's incomplete. Also out there is 87, intended receiver, Jaquari Willis. See some more jersey numbers. 13, Seje Jackson. Had a grab earlier. 3rd and 7, 6:35 to go with the Triton reserve. Rolling right, firing. Great pass just through the hands, though incomplete. Maybe a step too far in front of the intended tight end. Willis again. And Iowa Central will look to punt it. They bring out Kanya to punt this. Earlier they had Purdy punt it. I do believe we should see maybe in a break period, I'd like to see a punting competition between quarterback Ty Purdy and Jacob Kanya. Both of them talented. Here's Kanya's crack at it. Purdy had a 70-yarder earlier. He's punting back from about the 5. Kanya's not going to have as good of as a one as he has had in the past. Kind of got a finger on it. Dodge City sets up 10 on the 45-yard line. If you don't know, we are at Dodger Stadium in Fort Dodge, Iowa. The Iowa Central Tritons lead it 49-0. It's homecoming week for Iowa Central. Welcome in all alumni, all fans, friends, and family members of Iowa Central and Triton Nation. It's great to have you for the broadcast today. And also, down in the stands, you can see the full sea of people over there. And again, shout out to the Triton Marching Band, the cheer squad, and the dance team for keeping the enthusiasm high, helping these Tritons get ready to go in the pregame. From the gun, pump fake, rolling left is the quarterback, and he's going to be tackled for loss. 40 gets the tackle. And 40 is someone I don't have, so I'm going to go to my roster sheet to see who that is. Second down and 12 coming up with under 6 minutes to go. The number 40 is Jamarian Jackson of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Second and 12, back to pass. And stepping up, Jackson is there again and takes the quarterback out. Also there was 92. 92 is Ryan John. John of Oak Creek, Wisconsin. Third and 9 coming up for Dodge City. At quarterback is Braxton Clark. He's got a few bumps these last 2 plays now. See if he can get the ball out now. 3 on the defensive line for Iowa Central. Play action pass. Pressure is there. Jackson lays him out. And Jamarian Jackson again applies pressure to the quarterback. He hit him every play this drive. Jackson must feel on fire. And they'll sub him out for this next defensive play. Looks like Dodge City will go for it. Fourth and 9 from the 44. In the pistol. Trips right. 1 left. 3 on the defensive line. 3 send. A deep curl route. And out of bounds. Excuse me. Pass is complete, but I don't think he was close enough to pick up the first down. It was completed to David Ramos. Ramos previously played at Coffeyville. And timeout going to be called. What do you say? I think we should let's stay right here. Looks like they're ready to go back to it. Oh, it wasn't a timeout. It was turnover on down. I'm sorry. All right, Iowa Central offense takes it again. From the gun, they go with a swing pass outside or a wide receiver screen, and the ball goes to the turf. Intended receiver was Eddie Sama of Southeast Polk, which I'm sure is a relation to Abu Sama, who is the starting running back of the Iowa State Cyclones. Both of them must have played at Southeast Polk at the same time. Here's a pass that looks like an interception by the number 36. Corian Powers gets an interception. Dodge City will take over at the 35-yard line. It's officially ruled interception. Interception made by Powers. 1st and 10. Dodge City will have another go at it. That's the first defensive forced turnover made by Dodge City today. 4:34 remains. Dodge City comes out. 2 receivers to the right, 1 left. 3 on the defensive line from Iowa Central. They send 4. Play action pass going short and incomplete. Intended to the number 18. Intended for Carson Spoons. 4 minutes and 29 seconds to go. See if I can see more Tritons out there. I do see Ahmad Grayer and Turner both stay in the game. At safety for Iowa Central. Baptani is out there. So it looks like there are some Triton starters still out on the field. And hang on. What's going on here? There was some sort of issue from the officials. Did the ball roll away? It's a little windy out. 4:29 remains. From the pistol. Going to see a false start on the offense. It's called against the left tackle, number 58. Corian Dennis. Bring it back 5 yards, 2nd and 15 from the 38-yard line now. Dodge City wants their first score. 3-4 look on defense. Called on by DC Coach Conley. Back to pass. Slip screen over the middle of the field. It's sniffed out by Iowa Central. And first there on the tackle looks like Michael Claycomb. But I got to credit 99, who was there right away, Devin Williams. He was able to make the receiver stutter step and lose his momentum moving forward. And the Claycomb came in to wrap him up. They'll give him nothing on the play. 3rd and 15. 3:50 to go. Pistol with 3 right, 1 left. Got 3 safeties here crowding that first down marker, waiting for any pass their way. And a sack for the Tritons. And a late penalty going to be thrown after the play is over. There on the sack is Austin Chambers. Backed over there also was Tristan Davis. Face mask against the defense. Called it on Jamorian. So, excuse me, that'll result in a first down. That'll result in a first down and a gain of 15 yards for Dodge City. And we're back on the 23-yard line. Back to pass, looking long, firing, and incomplete. Grayer was there in coverage. Intended receiver that time was Spoons. Slipped him out to the left, had an opening, but I wasn't quite looking at the ball right when their quarterback was ready to throw it. I think Spoots was wanting to get to the end zone as fast as possible without getting to the ball. That'll stop the clock at 3:17. 2nd and 10 from the 23 coming up. This is the second trip today to the Triton Red Zone for Dodge City. Iowa Central held them last time to a turnover on downs. 3-4 look on defense. 5 get in the box. And it's a rush. Zone up the middle, bouncing a little to the outside. Ian on the carry. 3rd and short coming up. Third and 3. And a new quarterback comes in for Dodge City, the number 13, Miles Slade. Previously at the Naval Academy. Ball on the ground. I think they're going to say dead ball, though. Looked like maybe the right tackle jumped or a timeout. Yep, Dodge City is going to take a timeout. It is 49-0, 2 minutes and 35 seconds remain. Let's go ahead and take a 30-second timeout with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds right here on the Triton.
CNOS is proud to be your orthopedic and sports medicine providers.
You can visit our clinic knowing you will receive the best orthopedic care in the area.
Located at Unity Point, we offer quality care to address any bone or joint problems.
We are committed to providing the best possible care to the communities we serve.
CNOS, proud sponsors of the Iowa Central Tritons.
Go Tritons!
Triton Nation with more action for you coming out of Dodge City's first timeout of the second half. The Iowa Central Tritons have all 3 remaining. It's 49-0 with 2:35 remaining in the fourth quarter. All right, let's see it. Empty backfield. Bunched, stacked formation. Looking at jet sweep. No, it's a fake sweep. Quarterback keeps it. Slade pushes forward. He's going to have a first down. I think it's going to be 1st and 10, maybe on the 11, or it'll be a long 1st and goal. Yeah, they'll put him at 1st and 10 on the 11. Which I'll take that yard behind at the 11 as opposed to 1st and goal on the 10, because that could give you an extra 4 plays if you can't punch it in within these next 4. Fade route looking for the end zone, going up. Great defense, knocked down. No fly zone. Broken up by the 18, Noah Smith. And we just got to 2 minutes. Time for a break. We'll be back in 1 minute. Stay with us, Triton Nation Sports Network.
CNOS is proud to be your orthopedic and sports medicine providers.
You can visit our clinic knowing you will receive the best orthopedic care in the area.
Located at Unity Point, we offer quality care to address any bone or joint problems.
We are committed to providing the best possible care to the communities we serve.
CNOS, proud sponsors of the Iowa Central Tritons.
Go Tritons!
Going. Had some whistles a couple seconds ago. Let them loose. Third and 7 on the way. On the Triton 9-yard line. $140 to go. Dodge City. Can they cross the goal line? 2 left, 1 right, back to pass. Looking at a fade route to the right side. The lone receiver. Great defense again. And the clock will stop with 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. That defensive play made by Twan Wilson. The intended receiver that time was Maki Whitney, a 6'4" target. 4th and 7 on the 8. Two left, 1 right in the pistol. Tight end also in the set. Over the middle of the field, got to look out for him. They're back to pass, looking for a slant over the middle of the field. Great defense again by Ahmad Grayer. Put his hand on the ball, swatting it down, and that should be all they wrote for today on homecoming week. Iowa Central will get to come out and snap it twice, both in victory formation, and that should be the ball game. What a great way to close this game out. Well, actually, you know what? They have the reserve in. They might try one last drive here. They like to get these reserve and JV guys as much playing time as possible, especially down the line in case we get to use them for next year or later on this season. Here's a great run. A counter going to be from the tailback, moving his way past the 20, nearing the 25-yard line. It's the number 25 on the play. Yeah, okay, we're not going anywhere just yet. Let's watch this drive. And you know who that was? That was local high school athlete Brock Natras. Of Lytton, Iowa. I remember calling Brock in baseball. He played high school ball at South Central Calhoun. He has a very talented brother as well. From the gun, 2 to the left. They hand off to Brock again. Natras is going to be stopped at about the line of scrimmage. We got late penalties fly. Possible, in this situation, you think probably unsportsmanlike. Chit chat, not supposed to say. Extra shoving. We'll see. The officials' PA mic didn't work, but it is against Dodge City. And they're going to give them 15, so some sort of personal foul, which will result in a Triton first down. 1:07 to go here. It's 49-0. Tritons with their reserve unit with one final drive today. They'll end it in victory formation, taking the knee. And you'll have to do that one more time before we get to the end of this game here. So your final score officially in the books is going to be 49-0. Before we get out of here, let's go over what's coming up for Iowa Central and more. Triton is going to move to 3-2 on the season. It's their first win since September 13th. Their most recent matchups were against number 1 Hutchinson and number 2 Iowa Western, in which they lost in both of those matchups. Next week, they'll be at College of DuPage, the number 1 team in Division III football. Then they'll be on the road October 18th at Coffeyville Community College, October 25th at Ellsworth Community College, November 8th, home versus Independence Community College. We'll have that coverage kicking off at noon. November 15th at Garden City Community College, kicking off at 11 a.m. And November 22nd, their regular season close, home versus Butler Community College for a noon kickoff. And finally, we'll talk about all the scores of today. Darian Gilliam ended up getting the first touchdown for the Iowa Central Tritons off a 5-yard slant route set up by Gilliam himself just two plays before that on a big 45-yard post route. Triton defense was awesome today. Held them to 0 on the scoreboard and multiple 3-and-outs. Iowa Central Tritons' next score was a 17-yard Kamari Williams touchdown. It was a fade route into the back corner of the end zone, just able to stay in and hold on to the ball. Tony Terry caught the next touchdown pass for 12 yards. Then we saw C.J. Phillip with a 10-yard receiving touchdown. That left your halftime score 28-0. Then we got to the second half and saw DeMarcus Creasy have a 12-yard rushing touchdown. Also, Ethan Johnson, a 37-yard rushing touchdown, who was so explosive today. And finally, Trevon Taylor, back in varsity action, a 13-yard rushing touchdown for the 3-year Triton quarterback, making it 49-0 overall. Tritons also blocked a punt earlier. Ahmad Grayer got an interception, and Batani Riak was all over the field on defense, likely the defensive player of the game. Your final score, as you can see there, is 49-0 for homecoming week. Shout out to all the other athletes for this week and staff personnel for putting together a fantastic Iowa Central homecoming week. It's a great way to cap it off here on this Saturday broadcast. Before I go, I'd like to thank all of our wonderful crew to make this video live stream possible. All of the family members, fans, and friends in attendance to watch Dodge City and the Iowa Central Tritons. Thank you so much for tuning in to the broadcast, and thank you so much to our wonderful sponsors able to make this broadcast happen today, including Citizens Community Credit Union, Beiser Lumber Company, Avela Bank, Bemrick Electric, Calvert & Johnson Insurance, CJ Bio, CNOS, Gunderson Funeral and Cremation Care, Jensen Builders, Mark's Automart, Rash Construction, and Jaden Electric. The next time you will hear from me will be on November 8th, home versus Independence at noon. Have a great rest of your weekend. Until next time, go Tritons. This is Hank Ambrose signing off for the Triton Nation Sports Network.